weren't chosen. And the worst part is they chose the same person they always choose. Welcome back to Life Has Been My Classroom. So, today we're going to be talking about what you do when you know you're qualified, but they keep looking over you. So, you keep showing up, you attend all the meetings, right? You come prepared, you're speaking up, you're doing the work, and you know you're qualified. So, you're like, what's the problem? Why aren't you being chosen? So let me tell you something that happened to me. I wanted to be chosen for this particular project. I became more intentional about how I dressed, about how I showed up, and when I spoke up, because I wanted them to see that I was ready. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm showing up and I'm showing you that I'm demonstrating leadership and I'm letting you know that I'm interested and I can do this. When the opportunity came around again, guess what? They chose the same person again. And immediately I told myself, okay, they don't like change, or either they don't like me. Because some people will tell you themselves, like, I don't like change. I want things to stay the way they are. But instead of sitting there assuming that I knew I wasn't chosen, the reason I wasn't chosen, so I asked. And I went to the leader and I was like, what can I do so I can have this opportunity when it come around next time? And you know what she said? She told me that person understands the flow of the project. We do it every quarter and I like the way they present it, and they already know everything and how it works. And it isn't anything that you're doing wrong. So it wasn't anything that I was doing wrong. It was because that person know the flow. But the kicker is, I know the flow because I've watched them do it multiple times. So I don't know whether I don't even know if I should have said that, because I started feeling icky. Like, oh, maybe I just messed myself up worse. But I said it, and it was in a nice professional tone. I understand. And she said, I understand, but let's look at the next project. But for this one, I want to keep the same person doing it. See, that conversation, if you really, really think and listen, that conversation gave me information. We didn't have a lot of projects already that we needed to get, that we did all the time. This was the project that a lot of people wanted the opportunity to work on, but nobody else was being chosen. I don't know if they were speaking up or not. But that's when I had to stop trying to figure out what was wrong with me and pay attention to what the situation was showing me. This wasn't about something I was doing wrong. This leader was choosing what was familiar. And sometimes leaders aren't choosing based on who has potential to do something or another person who has the potential, because I'm not saying that person did not, but there were other people in the group that had potential, and one of them was me. They're choosing based on familiarity. Familiar feels safe, right? Familiar feels easy, and giving somebody else an opportunity requires them to take a chance, and every leader isn't willing to do that. So before you decide what not being chosen means to you, you need more information. Did this happen one time? Does it keep happening? Did you clearly express that you wanted the opportunity, or did you assume that they already knew? Did you ask what you needed to demonstrate to be considered the next time? And see, and after you do all of that, and did anything change, right? For me, it did not. See, if you keep waiting for them to make a move on you, but you're afraid to make a move on yourself, you're saying that they don't like change, but you don't like change either. And I like change. I don't mind change. I feel like change is growth, but they keep choosing the same person and you keep choosing the same team. So that person is growing, you're staying the same, and really so is the team. Everybody is staying comfortable except you're the one going home frustrated. See, at some point, somebody has to make a move, and you may have to accept that you have already shown what you're capable of, And they have already shown you what they're going to do. From that point on, I knew I had a decision to make. I could stay there. I could accept that this opportunity belonged to the same person every quarter and stop complaining about it, or I could start positioning myself for a different room, one that was willing to see what I could do. And that doesn't mean you get upset and you leave because you weren't chosen one time. One decision, I'm telling you, one decision is not always a pattern. But once you have asked the questions, once you have demonstrated you are ready, once you have expressed your interest and watched the same thing continue to happen, you have information. Now you have to decide what you're going to do with that information, because not being chosen doesn't always mean you aren't qualified. Sometimes it means you're waiting in a room that has already decided who it sees. And see, life has taught me that you cannot keep waiting for somebody else to bet on you, because at some point you got to bet on yourself. Life has been my classroom, and what this experience has taught me. What has not been chosen been trying to teach you.